back in high school, I decided to join the track team. I was fired up. This is my sport. I chose the 800, which is 2 times around the track. My first ever track meet after I'd been training for months. The coaches would say, you need to pace yourself, Lewis. Pace yourself. You're going to follow who you can keep up with. When you get to the last 3/4 of that race, you're gonna take everything you've got and sprint as hard as you can. Do not do it until then. I was ADHD, I still am to a certain extent. So I was like, fuck that. I'm like, that sounds boring as hell. If I have to stare at somebody's backside that whole race, it's gonna demoralize me. Against the advice of my coaches, I decided to go 100+% from the beginning of the race. How did it turn out? I remember coming off that line and I am gone. I am a car's length ahead of everybody else. Lap 1. I'm like, oh, I feel good. By the end of the first lap, my muscles started burning. That sprint turned to a jog. Once that happened, everybody passed me. I was last, but I was happy because it felt amazing. My 4th track meet. I've done this a few times and the coach is like, Lewis, what the hell are you doing? I keep telling you stop doing that. But my 4th one, I said, I'm still gonna do that. I'm gonna go as hard as I can. It feels amazing. I get lost in this tunnel vision. Everything is a blur as I'm going down that track. I take off from the beginning of the race. I get ahead of everybody. This time, lap 1, I'm in first place. We start lap 2. I noticed I didn't feel gassed. My muscles didn't feel like jelly. I kept up a good pace. One person passed me. I was like, oh, great, here we go again. A second person passes me. We're almost to the last corner, heading to the finish line. At that moment, I'm like, oh, great, they're all just gonna come rushing past me. And a couple seconds later, I'm like, wait, nobody's passing me. What's going on? Then I hear coaches chant like, Lewis, go dig in, go hard. And I'm just pumped. All I see is the finish line. All sounds faded. Everything was quiet. I had pure focus and I could feel every inch of my body digging towards that finish line. I'm gonna get a place this time. I ended the race in 3rd place. That was the first time I had experienced flow in my entire life. So performance, a lot of us care about the highest level of performance. I am no different. This video is gonna fucking take you to places you never thought you could go. Just doing daily things in your life. Flow is just freaking amazing. I'm gonna break down exactly how to get into it, the benefits, my experience, teach you how to effortlessly get into this place where it feels like a symphony. Flow was what I felt every time I put those cleats on. I got in that race, started running down the track. Everything else faded away, and you can relate to moments in your own life where you just get lost in something and it just brings out this beast in you. And when you look at the clock, you're like, whoa, I didn't realize this much time had passed. You look at what you accomplished, you're like, man, I don't even remember half of this, but it came out amazing. You're feeling relaxed, not stressed, and it was just amazing. You didn't think anything of it. Went about your day. Maybe felt tired after. You felt like, okay, I did a good amount of work, so it makes sense to chill and have that downtime. That was flow. Experts, high performers have created processes for getting into flow as much as they want. Before we get into how to do this, understand that what goes up must come down. You can't expect to just stay in flow 24/7 without repercussions, because when your body, your mind, your heart sync up, all focus in the same direction, it can pull a lot of energy out of you physically. Rest and recuperate before you do it again, and if you don't, you crash. Not understanding why can't I have that feeling anymore? It's because you didn't plan in the rest. Share this with anybody you think is going to get value from this channel, and let's dig into it with flow. Flow is essentially your neurological system Everything that your brain is, the connections, the neurons that are firing, all of them firing in the same exact direction. You focus on the same exact thing. Whatever task you're focused on, you're able to get it done 100% faster. You're able to enjoy it like a childlike feeling, playing curious. Oh, I can't do this, let me try this. You keep moving and flowing until it's over. Life runs in a rhythm, up and down, and this is no different. When it goes up, it's amazing and powerful, and when it's down, you're gonna feel tired. You're gonna need some rest. One of the most popularly studied applications is with Navy SEALs. They literally go through months of training as a team in order to induce what's called a flow state, so that they are all synced up at the same time while they're running missions, and they're able to clear rooms, protect their teammates, eliminate enemies at rapid speed, all because they're in this state of flow. Everybody can communicate without words, they're relaxed, quick, and they notice everything around them. And that's what I would do when I was going around that track. I was in flow. It felt amazing. Even when my muscles were burning, I felt amazing. I felt powerful. I felt focused until it was over. So what are the benefits of flow? You're able to get tasks done faster in a relaxed and childlike state that feels fun. If you try to get hard, challenging tasks done and you feel stressed and overwhelmed and like you want to punch the wall, flow can help you to get rid of that problem. Your memory is stronger when you're in and out of flow. You're able to improve your mental health because tasks you thought were challenges, you flow through easily. Right now you have anxiety or get hit with depression. Flow is also infectious. If you learn how to get yourself into flow, you can get others there as well. You can drag them into it with you. Flow unlocks your hidden gifts. You find what you're good at. When focused on this task, you're like, whoa, I didn't even know I was able to do all of that. And it becomes a powerful state. Benefits of flow, there's too many to count. If it's simple, natural, and life supporting, head in that direction. You should never have to force and stress yourself into any result. It has disastrous effects on your physical health. Heart attacks, stress headaches, migraines. Getting in the flow. Here's what you'll do. First thing you can do is try to remember a state where you were in. I remember the first time was when I was running around that track. Remember that state and what it felt like. Remember the surroundings. Use all your senses: sight, touch, smell, hearing. What did you hear? What did you see? What did you smell? What was the experience like? How did you feel? Close your eyes and picture that for a bit and just start to feel what that felt like. Next thing you're gonna do after you start to get the idea of what that felt like, that a moment where it could have been adrenaline and you just focused, you're going to start doing different things in your environment to keep yourself relaxed, get you focused. For me, for example, I have a playlist on Spotify. It's with this group called Cinematic Orchestra. It's just a playlist that is based off of their one songs, and it's relaxing. The lyrics aren't real heady where you gotta focus on them. It just has this nice little flow to it. So when I play that in the background and I get rid of all these windows on my computer and I just focus on one task, I get in the flow. Create environmental cues to relax and focus on the task. Silence your phone, remove distractions. If you got a favorite playlist that gets you pumped and gets you in that focused state of mind, play it. Doesn't have to be loud, doesn't have to be crazy. A lot of people like piano music, which is very soothing and gets you into that flow state. Now the next thing that you want to make sure you do is pick a task. You can have a list of tasks, pick one and say, for this period of time, I'm going to focus on this until it's done. And the last thing you want to do is attack the task. Slowly and relaxed, in a slow and relaxed manner, attack that task. It doesn't mean, oh yeah, let's go after it. No. It means I'm gonna, with a deliberate movement to everything, just gonna keep working on this task. No stress. I'm not trying to force myself to go faster or slower or overthinking it. I open my mind to the possibility of completing this task. Whatever ideas come, there's no good or bad. I explore them and I continue to flow. You get lost in it. Your train of thoughts all just go silent and you become focused on the task and you start to relax. Now, one of the things you want to do when you're in this state is take the clock and move it away. You don't want to be checking the time every couple minutes, trying to figure out how long this has been working, or am I in it or am I not in it? No, don't worry about any of that. The key is don't worry, just take action. And what you're going to realize is that after flow starts to wear off, that's when you snap out of it and you're like, I'm starting to feel tired. And when you feel a little tired and you notice that you're coming out of this feeling of flow, you want to allow yourself to relax. Going into flow leads to coming out of it. If you come out of flow properly, in a proper relaxed state, you're actually going to be able to get back into it faster. If you just fall out of it and just try to keep going and doing whatever you're doing, trying to get your brain to focus, that's probably the last time you'll be in flow the rest of that day. Until you go to sleep, your brain recharges and all that stuff. But if you can come down gracefully, give yourself concentrated rest or relaxation, then you're able to start the next task and get into the flow of it again. And you'll find that if you do things that way, rather than trying to discipline and force your way through it, you get more done. You don't sacrifice your mental health. I'm not a proponent of just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until it happens. I'm a proponent of the idea that everything you do should be simple, it should be natural and life supporting. Pick something mundane or take a nap, something where your brain does not have to work hard. Pick something like that. If you still have stuff to get done, pick the mundane items that may be a little just repetitive, that you don't really have to think about doing, but it still needs doing, and you just go through those tasks that don't take much brain power. Sit down and chill. Some people do breath work, some meditate. The key is to relax and let your brain and body recover. You'll know you're recovered because you'll feel like doing something again. You'll feel this motivation and this energy just start to rise up from your core, and then you're ready to get back into it. And the key is this: make sure the environmental cues are the same. Play the same playlist, sit in the same chair or stand, repeat whatever you can that's repetitive about that process, because you're creating a mental anchor. You're creating such a similar surrounding that your brain knows it's go time every time these different things are locked in place. The most powerful thing is a playlist. With a playlist, you could be anywhere. Just put your headphones in, listen to that playlist, and get focused on that one task and get yourself into flow. Your brain is trained to do that. And you can do this throughout the day. I practiced going in and out of it until it was effortless. After you've relaxed and gotten into flow, it becomes infectious. You find more things to do. Now that's how you get into a flow state and handle coming out of it. Comment your biggest learning here. Comment your experience with flow. I'd love to hear some stories about it. And share this with anybody that needs help, especially veterans. I'm looking to help as many as I can. With flow, I want you to understand that flow is something most people would love to access, and it's highly studied, and it can be extremely complex if you go and look at all these different methods. Everything you do needs to be simple, natural, and life supporting. Don't pick craziness like caffeine pills. There are people that are like, if I take this nootropic pill, it'll get me into this flow state faster. And they'll have the branding and the disclaimers and the testimonials that say, I got into this. It's just a relaxed state where you drop the worry, you drop the feeling that you need to rush, that you need to hurry. You lose all sense of time and get lost in having fun knocking out the task. That's it. Try not to focus too much on the end result. Try not to worry about how long it's been. Worry doesn't make sense. Why worry about anything? Don't worry about anything. When you're not worried, you're more childlike, more carefree. Remember the first few times that you went into that state. Every single person has experienced it, I guarantee you. And if you think you haven't, it's because you're repressing the memory. But overall, I would love to see you guys get into a flow state, in these procrastination loops, and take charge of your life. I hope this helps.